What's up, everybody, and welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about the release date for the PS5, how it's seemingly been leaked. Now, we're going to go over the leak, go over what it said, and if I end up actually believing it by the end, okay? We're going to kind of analyze it a little bit. Now, there were also separate leaks, separate rumors about really a all-out announcement of PlayStation games, when that could happen. I have a second channel, okay? I'm going to leave a link for it in the description below. This is pretty much the same thing. It's called Podcast Now Plus. It's the same thing as here. I do additional videos on the news, on brand new games over there as well. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, it would be really awesome to see you guys over there and subscribe to that channel. I'd really appreciate it. And like I said, on that channel, I believe today, I talked about the gaming part of the leaks. But let's go over this, the PS5. Okay, now, there is a retailer in the UK, retailer Game, G-A-M-E, all in caps, and here's what they posted. Now, this is Twitter user Iron Man that they say that they have found this on Twitter. €50 deposit in store at Game. No deposit required online if you pay with a debit or credit card. Payment will only be taken up to 7 days before the November 20th, 2020 release date. Pre-orders begin in the first week of June. Game will not tell you this until Sony announces it. All right, so November 20th, 2020. I mean, they kind of just casually put that in there, right? Mainly, they were explaining how to take your money in a nice way, right? I like that premise actually too. If you pay with credit or debit card, they don't charge you right away. If you pay it in cash, you have to give them a little bit of cash. It seems fine with me. But November 20th. So this, I mean, it lines up. The problem with things like this, and the article, I believe this is PlayStation Universe, they do make a good note of this. I do want to give them credit. Is they make mention in this article that it seems like literally everyone under the sun now has rumors or has like inside knowledge on PlayStation, right? You normally get that. I think we've seen that the most in the gaming industry. I feel like over the past year than I've ever seen it before. Now, this is probably the biggest year that I've been the most engaged on the internet, on gaming in general. I mean, the channel's been around a while, but this is when I've really gone all in. And I have noticed that. I mean, in terms of like a leaking community, the leaking perspective, every single game, it seems like, has leaks nowadays. And it seems like PlayStation and not just not just Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, there are so many things that come out, but it really does seem like that, right? Like everybody seems to have inside knowledge. You hear dates being thrown around like they're literally nothing, right? And that goes into, I believe actually last Saturday, I talked about when there was a leak of when we could get the PS5 reveal. And in that video, even the title, I said, like, I'm sick of this. Like, I guess I'm not sick of, making these videos and communicating with you guys. That's the best part about it. But I'm really just tired of a new person or the same person giving a date that just keeps getting pushed back. Like, oh, it'll be in February. And then, oh, it's March. And no, now it's April. Now it's May. No, actually, now it's June. I mean, yes, eventually they're going to be right. And that's another thing, right? Is eventually someone's going to be right. Eventually somebody is going to nail it. But did they really nail it? Or did they just do nonstop guessing until it happens? I guess it is the good thing in this industry that eventually we will be able to see who the liars and who the actual people that know their stuff are. That is the best part of it. But November 20th makes sense. Now, I believe that's a week after the PS4 came out, okay, back in 2013. So this is around the time I would expect something to happen. We know Microsoft. Now, remember Microsoft a while back, right? They announced that it's coming out on Thanksgiving, but what they meant was around Thanksgiving time, right? They didn't literally mean Thanksgiving Day. And I remember seeing Jeff Keighley's tweet and Microsoft talking about it and being like, really? Like Thanksgiving Day, huh? So I feel like, to be quite honest with you guys, I don't know, because we know that, right, they're waiting basically on each other for the prices. There's rumors that Microsoft is trying to undercut Sony by $100. There's rumors that Sony is waiting for Microsoft to then drop $50. I mean, literally, both sides, again, have rumors, have leaks. Something is going to be true eventually, right? Something will be true. Something will be false. We'll have to, again, wait and see. The release date, that's one that I think is a little bit harder because I feel like both these, Sony definitely has it a little tougher, right, with their manufacturing. You don't hear as much about the Series X that you do about PS5 in terms of problems. Now, they've said numerous times that there aren't really problems and they'll be fine, but we'll see. Again, like the facts will show, right? Are there actually going to be not a lot of units? Is there going to be a shortage of units when the PS5 releases? I mean, ultimately, if there is, then Sony has been lying, and the people that said that were true, right? Again, ultimately, we'll get that. But November 20th sounds about right. Now, again, do they wait for each other to announce it, and then one comes out a week before? Because remember, the PlayStation 4 came out first. I believe it came out 1 week before. So is it the reverse this time? Is Microsoft going to come out like November 13th, and then Sony comes out with the PS5 on November 20th? Do they both come out the same day? Because November 20th, that's right before Thanksgiving. It's right before Black Friday. It is a perfect, no matter what, it's a perfect time for it. The games that release, like we know Assassin's Creed, could that be releasing in mid-October? It definitely seems like it. You get to play these games, and again, the emphasis I keep going back to for Sony is that they need to have that smart delivery thing, right? They absolutely need to have some sort of mechanism in place where you get the game on current gen, you can get it on next gen, right? And again, it's up to the publisher, just like Microsoft for their smart delivery said, hey, our own first parties, they're all going to be included, but the other publishers, they have to choose for themselves, right? And ultimately, they may look really, really bad if they don't agree to it, which is why most of them will agree to it. But, it does add like a ripple effect, doesn't it? Because you're going to have a lot of these games that, just look back in the many, many years that we've had, right? Forever, however long you've been in the gaming industry, September, October, and November are very busy months for games, especially October. October is a lot of games that normally release. So there's going to be a lot of games that release before the PS5 and the Series X release. Even November, really November 20th, that would probably be like that last week that you would get games. Now, would there be a game like the week afterwards or like that first week of December? Yeah, it's definitely possible. But for the most part, you normally see them happen that right around that exact same time. That's normally the cutoff date for when these games release. So it makes sense. It seems like, again, it's kind of leaning itself into you're going to get it for current gen, and then you're going to be able to play it on next gen. Again, that's definitely why it's so important that PS5 needs this. I cannot stress enough. I made a video specifically about that. They need to have this feature in their game. But the date certainly seems right. It really does. Again, at this point, though, you can only throw around so many dates. November 20th is a Friday. Consoles are the same as games. They normally either release on the Friday or the Tuesday. So really, if you go through, if enough people say, okay, you got November 10th, you got November 13th, you got the 17th, you got the 20th, you got like the 24th, that's pretty much all you can do, right? You can't really go past then. So you really only have 5-6 different days you can throw out there in your leaks, and you're either going to be right or you're going to be wrong. So it's very hard. I like to believe leaks, but the more I look into them, the more leaks that come out. And again, like every day, there seems to be something else for a different game or a different system or a different company. You definitely do start to see if they seem kind of too easy, right? A lot of times leaks will be pretty specific, and if they are specific, they'll either end up becoming true or false, and then you kind of know going forward. This is specific. It does give a date, but at the same time, you can only pick so many dates. There's only one date that's going to be right, but you only have Tuesdays and Fridays to pick from, and it's going to come out in November, right? Nobody really expects this in September or October. Nobody expects this in December. Nobody expects this past Black Friday and Thanksgiving, right? So it's got to be before then. So you really do have a area that the system has to come out in. Again, November 20th sounds good. I mean, if that's actually the case, sign me up. Please sign me up with the exact same deal this UK retailer is doing. I will be proud and honored to give my debit card information to them on Amazon or whatever to pre-order this system. Again, there's probably going to be shortages. It's going to be really, really interesting to see if everybody that actually wants this and can get it, if they will actually receive a console, right, in the mail, delivered to them, going to GameStop, going to wherever you go. It's going to be really, really interesting. But guys, as always, let me know in the comments below, do you believe it or do you not? There's been a lot of leaks on the PS5 going back many, many months. Some turn out to be true. A lot of them, as of right now, have turned out to be false. So we'll see if this one actually is real or not. Again, let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And again, the link in the description will go to my second channel. I cover basically, again, the same thing that I cover here, as well as specifically for today, I'm going to be talking about the game kind of rumors that have come out up on the PS5. So thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll continue to cover the PS5. If there's anything big that happens with it, we'll absolutely cover it. And so I hope to see you guys on those videos.